Video games are serious fucking business. As an avid player of esports and athlete, I find myself disgusted by how accessible my favorite pastime has become. Teeming hordes of normal people hurl the birds of decay at we proud, obese pigs who so bravely hold the line. Just look at them, enjoying games for their stories, having fun. Disgusting. So much like a doctor would recommend a battery of vaccines to protect you from disease, I'm going to equip you with a list of the top 5 video games of all time. An inoculation against the endemic scourge of casuals. Number 5. Dark Souls. Dark Souls is hardcore. It even says it right there in the title of the PC version, Prepare to Die. Now, I didn't die at any point during my 307 playthroughs of this masterpiece, but you probably will. This game is tough. It'll kick your ass. It'll make you want to tear your hair out. It'll make you kill your friends and family. But that's good! It's a challenging tour de force that will test your mettle at every turn. I wanted to put Dark Souls higher on this list, but decided that I could not in good conscience with the release of Dark Souls 2 coming up. The developers have already stated that they want to make the sequel more accessible than the original. If they make any of the game systems less confusing, if they streamline any clunkiness in the interface, or if they don't leave every single thing exactly the way it is in Dark Souls 1, then the entire Souls series will be retroactively ruined. Number 4. I Wanna Be the Guy, the movie, the game. A masterclass in hardcore, no-nonsense game design, I Wanna Be the Guy is always challenging, but never unfair. Never unfair. This game is simply one of the finest to ever be produced, and I highly recommend it. A blind playthrough on the hardest difficulty should take the average truly hardcore gamer about 20 minutes tops. Some claim that I Wanna Be the Guy is a tedious exercise of trial, error, and memorization, and that it isn't any fun. They assert that the game is intended less as a proper game, but more as a sort of parody. These people are 100% completely right. Off the mark. 100% completely right off the mark, they're wrong. Number 3.
Don't worry about damaging space-time.
Every weeb shit JRPG. Fuck it. Why not? I haven't actually played any of these games, but I can already tell that they're all amazing. The gameplay mechanics look so well built. The art style is just so gorgeous. The characterization is so deeply big fucking titties. Anyway, you should all play these games, or at the very least watch enough of the cutscenes to pick a 2D anime girl to pine after for the rest of your life. Number 2.
Alternate timeline.
Dwarf Fortress. Dwarf Fortress proved that less is more. Though the gameplay is difficult to learn when you're not a pro gamer like me, its bare-bones control scheme masks a wealth of engaging content and things to do. Though nearly perfect, I couldn't put Dwarf Fortress in the number 1 spot because it falls back on the tired trope of keeping gameplay isolated to computers, unlike our number 1 entry. But before we get to number 1, let's recap. Or not, actually, because YouTube recently implemented a nifty time travel feature where you can turn back the clock to whatever point in the video you want. Don't worry about damaging space-time.
Don't worry about damaging space-time.
Google customer service has confirmed that seeking through videos merely creates an alternate timeline.
Alternate timeline.
So there's no need to account for causality. Number 1. Brain. The most hardcore game of all time. Brain requires players to not just master the mechanics of control and interaction with the world, but also construct an entire network of neural connections from scratch. Making things even more hardcore, there's no manual, no user interface, and no respawning. There's infinite player freedom too, so you as a player could choose to do anything from skydiving, running for election, making done-to-death tired jokes about reality being a video game. Some people argue that Brain is, in fact, not a game, but these people are wrong. During my PhD studies in overly analytical bullshit at YouTube University, I learned exactly what a game is. A game is any system of interconnected mechanics with at least one completion state. The human brain is interconnected by squiggly lines, or something. And the completion state, or win state, is when you cease to be. To die is to win. To win is to die. In conclusion, I highly recommend Brain as my #1 pick, and I hope that you all win. I hope you all win as quickly as possible. I hope you all get hit by trucks.